Okay. AB input 98 salary cards 101 11,000 103 14,000 102 12,000. This is my first data set. Data input ITA salary is the cards 104 105. So 15,000, 104, 15,000, then 107, 17,000. Then 1. Now you can see here two data sets on the AB and AC. I want to join these two data sets on data ABC, match AB, AC by IT. Here I am using 18. Print data is equal, my data set name is ABC currently. So now you can see here, I am joining the two data sets, AB and AC. So if I am submitting these two data sets, how many variables and how many observations we can see it here? 3 variables, 6, because all are unique records only, no replacing concept. But if I submit, whether we can get any other?
Yes, sir. Sorting.
Sorting. Concentrate and bivariable IT. My first data set 101, 103, 102 is there. But when we use merge statement, first we have to use sort, ascending order. What is our bivariable here? ID 101, 103, 102 not sorted. This is also not sorted. But when I am submitting this one, see this here. Go to log window. Here bivariables are not properly sorted, worked at AB. So here AB data set by sorting is required only. Proc print data is a one procedure, like proc sort data is a one more procedure. I will explain proc sort data detailedly, but today this is only for sorting purpose. Proc sort data is equal to AB by what is our variable, ID variable, then run. Okay. If I am submitting again, now we'll get one more error. That is a which data set? AC data set. So please by heart this error also. Bivariables are not properly sorted and worked at AC. Again AC data set by column, that is a bivariable ID, not sorted only. Again here proc sort data is equal AC by ID, then run it only. Now here I use the sort procedure for my AB data set and AC data set also. Now I am submitting this one. When I am submitting, you can see the 3 variables and 6 observations. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. When I open my log window, there is no errors now. Okay. Now here our statement is called, already we discussed this actually in our previous classes. And now we are discussing which statement? By. So by is a, as I said, global statement. So this is a data step or proc step? Data step. Inside the data step I am using the by statement. This is a by statement. Inside the data step I am using the by. So this is a proc sort is a which step? Proc step 1. Each and every proc step must be started with the proc. Each and every data step must be started with the inside the proc step I am using the by statement. Inside the data step I am using the by statement. So that's the reason by is a global. We can use either data step or proc step. Now here I am using by. By is a global. It is a global statement here. Okay. Global statement only, which means anywhere we can use it. So when we use the by statement inside the data step, those variables are called common or matching variables only. Mapping variable. So when we use So this is So here I am using by statement in my data set, that is a merge or update or interleaving. So those variables are called which variables here? Common variable. So by matching variable is required. See this here by merge is my statement. AB and AC, which one is a matching variable? ID is a matching. When we use the by statement inside the data set, those variables are called common or matching variable. So same by statement, if you use in proc step, those variables are called analysis variable. You can get more idea while discussing the statistics only. So as a statistic is a one product, so at the time you can get more idea. So what is mean by analysis variable? Got it? So when we use the by statement in proc step, those variables are called proc step, analysis variables only. Okay, don't forget this one. So this is a by statement here. By is a global. We can use the inside the data step, or we can use inside the proc step only. Anybody any doubt here? Please let me know. Label. Okay, label only. So label here. Okay, so here insert one interview question also. What is the difference between label and rename only? Label and rename. Rename already we discussed, right? Okay, that is the interview question here. Label. Second one is rename. Now we go for one by one only. So here label is a global statement. Global. But rename is a local statement only. Yesterday we discussed the rename statement. Yes or no? Inside the data step, I use the rename ID is equal to employee ID, age is equal to employee age, like that. So because that is a local statement only, we can use only in data step only, not in process. Okay, that is a one. So what is our second difference here now? In the real-time scenario, label always we can use only in proc step only. Real time, I am saying clinical side or banking side, we are using inside the proc step only. Label is not useful inside the data step, but we can use inside the data step also. But that is not useful. Okay, label is only for printing purpose only. Only for printing purpose. For example, so here I am printing ID, age, salary. Now, while printing, I need instead of the ID, employee ID, instead of the age, employee age, instead of the salary, employee salary. Got it? So, what is my data set name? ABC is available in my which library? Work library. Go to your Explorer window, libraries, work library. So this is when I open my ABC, what are the column names here? ID, age, salary. Now here I am applying the label. Okay, label we can use in proc step also and data step also. But in the real time scenario, labels only purpose is printing purpose. We can print it in. So see this here, label. So first one is ID is equal to EID. Age is equal to which one? Employee age. Salary is equal to employee salary. Got it, my point? You can add it EMP also. That is your wish. Now here semicolon is required only. Now I use the label inside the proc step only. Okay, I am using the label for all these three columns only. But inside the proc step, if you are using label, we have to mention here also label is required. Label we have to specify the twice only. So beside your data set in proc step line, here also required. And what are the labels if you want? Instead of the ID, I need employee ID. Instead of the if anybody forgot to mention this one, we cannot see the labels only. So we have to mention the how many times? 2 times. Okay, now I am submitting this one. When I am submitting this one, now you can see in your output window which one? Employee ID, employees. This is only printing purpose. Now what is our data set name? When I open my ABC, Just guess it and let me know what are the column names we can see. ID is salary only. ID is salary because label always used for printing purpose. For example, one Sira bottle is there. I sticked the one label. Actual name is a different. Label is a different. Label is a temporary. Anyone can remove that label. What is my point? Okay, label is only purpose is printing purpose, that is also temporary purpose only. Okay, in the real time scenario, while creating the reports, I want to display the some other column. Instead of the actual column, I need some other column. Then directly we can use label. Okay, so here we can use rename also, means rename always we can use in data step or proc step. Data step only, not for proc step. Okay, that is a lengthy process only. Clear my point? Now, how to use the label in proc step? Now I will explain. Clear this one? Now wait. Here ID is there. Here PID is there. In my first data set ID. In my second data set PID. Now wait. I will go for. Shall I remove this one entirely? This? So data. My data set name is AM. Input ID name age. Marks ID is a 101. Suresh 22. In my first data set ID, second data set PID. PID. There is no common column, right? So here, guess it. Which one is required? I want to join these two data sets only. Rename. Either ID to PID, PID to ID. Rename. If I use label, whether it works or not, that is my question. Got it, my friend? So here I am using label. Label always we have to use after input statement only. Label. What is PID is equal to ID. Fine. Now if I am submitting this one, just submit both the data sets only. What is our second data set name? AN. When I open AN, what is your column name? PID only. This is a label or column name? This is a label. No, not label. This is a column name only. So what is my column name here? PID. What is my label? ID. If you want to see the label, go to view. Here file, edit view is there. View. So column, labels only. By default it will be, it's enable the column names. I don't want column names only. I want to display the. Now we are displaying the ID. Instead of the PID, we are displaying the ID. But this is a column name or column label? Label. This is a label, not for name. Okay, now I am printing this one only. Which one? AN data set only. Proc print data is equal to AN, then run it. Anybody gets it and let me know. If I submit my AN data set, what are the column names we can see it in my output window? PID or ID? That is my question. ID. ID?
ID. Label for printing, so it will be ID.
Label is a printing, but when you use label in proc step, that time only you can print it. But here I use the label in which step? Then it is only applicable for data step only, not for proc step. Proc step you can see the actual columns only. When we use the label in data step, that is only purpose is the data set purpose. Okay, the same columns we cannot see in my proc step only. When we use the label in proc step, that is only purpose is printing purpose only. Now if I am submitting this one, we can see the patient ID, not ID. Which one? Patient ID. Now see this, what is my column? Patient ID, but not ID. Got it my point? So because I use the label, when we use the label in my data step, that is only it works for data step only, not for proc step. When we use the label in proc step, that is only purpose is printing purpose. We cannot see the labels in my data step only. Got it my point here? So instead of the label, if I am using rename, then what will happen? ID or patient ID? ID. So we are permanently renaming the patient ID to ID one. If I am submitting this one, we can see our columns are ID designation only because we have renamed the columns patient ID to, because I use the rename option. Clear my point? But I am not using rename, I am using label only. Label. Now if I am submitting, now see this here. Data AMN met AM AN by, for example, ID. Then run it only. Top pin data is equal AMN, then run it. Now here I am joining the two data sets, but here I use the label PID is equal to ID. So now finally I am using by statement. Under by statement I am using the which column? ID column. So anybody please guess it and let me know if I am submitting this one, whether we can see the joining results or not, or whether we can get any issue, error. Yes, కాబట్టి ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది. ఏ డేటా సెట్ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది? ఏఎన్ లో ఏ కాలం లేదు, ఐడి కాలం లేదు, పిఐడి ఉంది కానీ ఐడి లేదు. సో ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ సబ్మిటింగ్ దిస్ వన్, go to log window, by variable ID is not input on AM, correct? Because I use the label or rename. Label. That's the reason we are getting this issue. I don't want to see this issue. Then we have to use rename. Change your label to rename. Then when I am renaming, when we use the rename statement in data step, it works in proc step also. Data step lo use cheste same new column we can display in my proc step also. But when we use the label in data step, that is only purpose is a data step purpose. When we use the label in proc step, that is only purpose is a proc step, printing purpose. In the real time scenario, label always we can use only in proc step only. See this clinical lo chaala important, proc step lone use avutundi. Data step lo asalu label anedi chance లేదు, యూజ్ అవ్వదు కూడా. What is my point here? But label is a global, rename is a local. Now instead of the label, I am using which option here? Rename. Now if I am submitting this one, whether we can join the two data sets or not? Join, because I am using rename. Now print it, go to log window. Is there any issue? No, because I use the rename. Clear my point here? Label and rename. So in your real time scenario, label always we can use only in proc step only. Don't forget this one. Okay? Online, anybody any doubt? Clear or doubt? Clear. Okay. Others, anyone? Any doubt? You can explain. Okay. Now I am using, everybody aware of the SAS help library? Go to this one. Here SAS help is a one library. Under SAS help we have so many data sets are there. I want to use class data set only. Class is one data set. When I open my class data set, you can see the 5 variables are. Now I want to use this data set only. Class data set is available in my SAS help library. I want to copy class data set from my SAS help library to work library. Got in my point? Then how can we do it? So wait, I will write a syntax also. So data libname dot data set name only, set libname dot data set name only, running. That's only. So libname means library name only. Got in my, so I want to copy from one library to a library. Got in my point? That purpose will be used in this one here. Now here class data set is available in my which library? SAS help library. Now you can use work dot, means work is a my data set or library. Work అనేది ఏంటండి? లైబ్రరీ కదా. వర్క్ డాట్ క్లాస్ అంటే ఏంటండి? లిబ్ నేమ్ డాట్ డేటా సెట్ నేమ్. లిబ్ నేమ్ ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? వర్క్ డాట్ క్లాస్, అంతే కదా. సో మరి వర్క్ అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ అంటే, బై ఇఫ్ వి రిమూవ్ వర్క్ డాట్, బై డిఫాల్ట్ వీ కెన్ సేవ్ ది అవర్ డేటా సెట్స్ ఇన్ విచ్ లైబ్రరీ? If I am not mentioned వర్క్ డాట్, వింటున్నారా? ఓకే. ఇఫ్ ఐ am submitting my data sets in my editor window. By default, all our data set is saves under which library?
Work library.
We can use work data also. Otherwise, you can remove work data. By default, it will be saved under work. So no need to specify the work data. What is that is not mandatory. Now set. What is your input library? SAS help only. Under SAS help, what is our data set name? Class. So here I am copying my class data set from my SAS help library to which library? Work library. Source is a SAS help. Target is a work. What is my point? So now anybody please after this, there's anybody just let me know. Proc.ping data is equal to class, then run it. If I am submitting this one, we can see the 5 variables and how many observed class is available or not. Yes. Now this is the one data, one library. What is my library? Maps. Which library? Under maps library, one data set is available. What is my data set? ACR. I want to copy ACR data set from my maps library to work library. How can we do that? Anybody? Data? Same data set name. So, Asia, semicolon.
Set class dot
Yes, run it. Here my point is. So now I am submitting this one. Proc.ping data is equal to ACR. Then run it. So this libraries part I will explain 2 classes here. Okay. But today just for I need some extra columns and extra rows. That's the reason I am using SAS help data sets only. Now when I am submitting this one ACR data set, proc.print is running only. How many records are there? 1 lakh. Statement by this data set only, class data set, very simple data set. Now here sex is there, age is there, concentrate on age values. Here 11 is a one group, 12 is a one group, 13 is a one group, 14 is a one group, 15 and 11 is a small, 16 is a highest group. 11 to 16 only, 11 to 16 these groups are available. Now I want to copy, create one data set only. Under the data set, I want to copy when my age values exactly equal to 14 or above 14. Equal to 14 or above 14 values. I don't want 11 category. I don't want 12 category. I don't want 13 category also. Then how can we do that? So data class 1 set class. What is my here I am creating what is my output data set name? Class 1. Now first I will use if statement. If already we discussed, right? If age greater than or equal to which one? 14. That's only, right? 14. Now if I am submitting this one, proc.ping data is equal to class 1, then run it only. If I am submitting, then anybody just let me know how many, what are the age groups we can display it in my output? 14, 14, more than 14, 15, 16. So now 14, 15, 16. Only 3 groups. How many observations? 9 observations. Totally 9 records are there. 14 are above 14. Okay. Clear my point here? Or anybody any doubt? Clear? Okay. Then here same I am copying and I have pasted. My dataset name is a class 2. This is a class 2. Here I am using which one? Where? I am using which statement now? Where statement only. If I am submitting this, where is a global? We can use either data step or, but if it's a local, only it works in my data step only. Now I am submitting this one. How many records are there? Again, 9 observations, 14, 15, 16. These groups only. Okay. Now when I am submitting this one, any doubt here? Anybody? No. This is a first difference is a it is a local. Where is a global? Okay, because this is an interview question here, very important. If you want, I will write it here. Okay. So if next one is a where. If is a which statement here, it is a local statement. It is a and wait statement, both are getting the same result. There is no difference in it.
Sir, run time lo difference ఉంది కదా సార్.
Run time low, this is a 0.05 seconds, this is a 0.01 second. Now, if is good, we are saying, so this is a very, we have only limited records only. Limited, 9 records, 10 records only. Don't check runtime here. Got in my point? So when we use if statement, totally in my class, how many records are there? 90. What is my condition?
Where is good?
Age greater than
14.
4. So then, when we use if statement, simply I ఏంటండి మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి. Come one by one only. What is your age? 11. So I am skipping. Second, what is your age? 12. I am skipping. Third, what is your age? 13. Again I am skipping. What is your age? 14. Then I am selecting. So that is if statement only. Then totally I am checking each and every record or not. Each and every person or not. When we use the if statement, we can check the each and every record only. What is my point here? But go for wait statement. When we use the wait statement, directly I pick the 14, 15, 16 records only. 14, 15, 16. Got you see this here. I will go for Excel sheet. If concentrate and note only, there were how many observations? How many observations we are reading? 19. Finally, how many observations we are printing? 9. Go to which statement? Where? How many observations we are reading? Only 9 observations instead of the 19 observations. So finally we can display the 9 observations only. So we are skipping how many records? We are not reading 10 records only. So we can. So in my data set, 10 lakhs records are there. How many? If it won't work, you can see in red color. Okay, it won't work only. But this wait statement we can use inside the which step? Frog step also, because this is a global. Now if I am submitting this one wait statement, this is only for printing purpose. Which one? Where? When we use the wait statement in proc step, that is only for printing. If I am use, what is my data set name? Class. When I open my class 2 data set in my work library, how many records we can see them here? 19 records. But printing purpose we can print it only 9 records only, because I use the wait statement in which step? Proc step only. Clear my point? So, but when we use the wait statement in my data step, the same results we can display in my proc step also. ఇంతకు ముందు నేను వేరే when we use wait statement in my proc step, concentrate on this OBS only. First record is a which one here? 14. Then fourth record is a 14. Then eighth record is a in my data step which record 14, which record number 15, which record number 16. Those values we are displaying here, because I use the wait statement in which step? Proc step లో మీరు యూజ్ చేస్తే మీ డేటా సెట్ లో ఏ రికార్డు 16 ఉంది, ఏ రికార్డ్ నెంబర్ 14 ఉంది, అది డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. సీక్వెన్స్ గా డిస్ప్లే అవ్వదు. 1 2 3 4 5 6. మీకు సీక్వెన్స్ గా కావాలి అంటే యూజ్ యువర్ వెయిట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇన్ డేటా స్టెప్. క్లియర్ మై పాయింట్? ఓకే, లైక్ దిస్. ఈక్వల్ టు, నాట్ ఈక్వల్ టు, in operator, whatever. For example, if I am using where age in 11 14, how many records I am? 2. So instead of these same thing we can use, instead of the if we can use which one here? Where on where. But now I am submitting this one. When I am submitting this one, class 1, only 11 and 14. How many records? OBS 6 records only. So go to how many records we are reading? 19 records, but printing purpose only 6 records. Now I am submitting which one? Where? So here also how many records? 6 records only. Here when I open, how many records? Exactly 6 records only we are reading. And printing also we are printing only 6 records only. Clear my point here? Okay, this is one more. I mean, whatever operators we have used it in my if statement, we can use same operator, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal. So here, whatever you can see, J, totally you can see the 6 records are there. I need here whatever name values are starting with the J letter, I want to copy those values only. How many values are starting with the J? 6 records are there. Then how can we do that? That purpose that is only possible by using where statement, not for if statement only. So where name like operator. Like is a one more operator. Like operator, it works only for where only, not for if. So what is our value? Starting value is a J. After J, I am using percentage only. Percentage is nothing but my starting letter. I need J. After J, whatever value is there, I don't want. I don't care. So that's the reason I use the which one? Percentage. But starting letter I am expecting J. When I am submitting this one, we can see it in my output window. Now see this, how many records we are displaying? 7. All 7 records are J1. Clear my point? Doubt anybody? Now anybody please let me know. I need whatever records are starting with the J, ending with the E. Ending with the E. How many records are there?
2.
Starting with the J, ending with the E.
2.
Second record and
6 record.
then how to write a condition here, please?
Percentage
Where name like J percentage, next one is a I mean J percentage E, or again name like percentage E. So here we can write it 2 ways only. 2 ways. Where name like J percentage and name like E or a percentage E. What is mean by this? Ending with the E. Correct, ma'am? So here when I am submitting this one, how many records we have printed? 2. Here means direct, and again we have to write it n time. Name like. Sir, ఇంత ఎందుకు సార్ చిన్నగా అంటే, సో మీరు సేమ్ థింగ్ వేర్ నేమ్ లైక్ జే క్యాప్స్ కదా, జే పర్సెంటేజ్. వాట్ ఇస్ మీన్ బై దిస్? ఇది బెటర్ కదా. ఓకే, యూ కెన్ గో ఫర్ ఫస్ట్ వే ఆర్ యూ కెన్ గో ఫర్ సెకండ్ వే. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ ఇష్యూ ఓన్లీ. So both it works only, either first one or second one. But this like operator we can use only for statement only. Okay. Yes, please. Any doubt? Where age given and age less than or equal to 14 only. This is one. Clear my point here? Okay. So this is, now I am stopping. We have some more differences are there. I will go for one more class on Monday, same time I will complete where statement and remaining one more attribute also.